everyone, and welcome. It is Wednesday, and the Knowledge Bolide crew has assembled yet again. We never miss. We are doing the rock IDs for our Patreon supporters tonight. I think we have one video submission. I'm going to do two white glove services here. If you need information or you want to get your rock submitted to us, look in the description, follow the link to Patreon, and sign up as a Rockhound supporter or a White Glove supporter. So without any further ado, we're going to jump right into this week's rock identification. Our goal is not really to identify exactly what it is. I mean, that'd be great if we could do that every single time. But what we're trying to do is tell people quickly, is this a rock you should spend more time on, hoping and wishing and pursuing scientific proof that it is a meteorite, or will you take the 100 years of education and experience of this panel and let us guide you? So that's what we're doing today. This is number one. And Sue, can you tell us JB, a returning one? Can you
Yes, I want to add one more note. I think that you kind of undersold it. 100 years. I think we have a lot more experience and
Yeah,
expertise there.
I know. But because we got some old people, I forgot. Yeah.
I also want to add we're doing this. It's the only time we've ever done it. We are having this a week early. So if you've been thinking about doing this, it's a good time to do it because you now have like 5 or 6 weeks before the next one. So let's, with no further ado, JB brought to us another rock. She's a returning supporter, and this one's a little different, as you can see. There are going to be a lot of red flags, I think, already. And based on JB's experience over the last several months, I don't think that she would make this purchase again, but this was purchased many years ago. It was something she bought off eBay. It wasn't listed as any specific kind of meteorite, lunar, Martian. It was just meteorite that the finder found in New Jersey near a creek, and that was about all the information that she had. Now, is it a meteorite? I don't know. We'll have to look at the photos and video, but
And
to me, I'm like, there's a lot of red flags here already.
thank you, Sue. This is also a little nod to the Knowledge Bolide crew. To be quite honest with you, it takes something to submit a rock you found and go, hey, I have no idea what this is. Would you take a look at it for me? Then there's a whole nother layer and level of trust and respect that we've shown and is shown back to us by someone like JB, who's bold enough to say, look, I bought this. I paid money for this. I was told it's a meteorite. Did I get taken? So let's err on the side of, we always do respect for our Rockhound submitters, but that I do want to know that this is the first time someone has submitted a purchased sample rather than a submitted sample. So JB, thank you very much for your trust.
And I will say, if JB was taken, she's not the first person. We worry about this
Oh yeah.
all the time.
Yeah. In fact, yeah, that makes me think, guys. Sue and I have been tossing around an idea for a while. What would you think? And you can comment in below and let us know. What would you think about the crew scrolling through eBay offerings and seeing, hey, what is and what isn't real percentage wise? Or maybe you can submit links to us and we can go to those exact ones. That's something that I think would make a pretty good show, but I don't know. If you guys think it would, let us know. Put a comment below and let us know if you want just a group to scroll through there, or if you have a link that you want us to check out for you.
Okay,
Sue?
getting back to JB's submission, the she said that the seller found it in New Jersey, and I just wanted to point out that in the state of New Jersey, there have only been two meteorites approved and published, as you can see, Deal and Titusville, and it just adds up to barely over a kilogram of meteoritic material found in that state. And Topher, I mentioned earlier, I wanted you to kind of explain that doesn't mean that these are the only two meteorites that have ever fallen in New
Yeah,
Jersey, but that it's
yeah.
unlikely.
I think that's important to point out because people always say, like if you look at these are two different meteorites, 200 years apart, and a kilo. That's not that much material. Now, that's not saying since the beginning of time that is all the meteoritic material that has fallen in the state of New Jersey. What that is saying is that is the amount of material that has been recognized, found, tested, and verified to be meteoritic. There are so many other thousands of years of history where rocks could have hit there, dissolved away, and become part of Earth as they do. So, yes, we know that pounds and thousands of items enter the atmosphere every day. Most of them are grains of dust. They burn up in the atmosphere, very high up in the atmosphere, as a short little streak, and that's all that there is no material coming to the ground. But I think the rough number is every 10,000 years, every square kilometer, one stone will fall. That's the rough numbers, I believe, Sue.
And both of these are witness falls, which also shows you that based on the terrain there, or whatever factors, obviously there are not a lot of cold finds just laying around for the taking. And there are only two meteorites here. I mean, Massachusetts is a great example. There are only two meteorites there, and we know that one of our crew members found one of them, and it took him years to find it. So the chances of a meteorite that was not classified being sold on eBay from New Jersey, the chances are really low that it's genuine,
Yeah.
in my opinion. Oh, we have a little trivia time first.
Uh-oh.
Trivia time, trivia time. Don't
Okay.
worry, just one question, one trivia question. All right. All right. Which states in the United States do not have any meteorites currently approved and published in the Met Bowl? Do not go to the next slide yet, Topher.
Okay. Click. What states do not have any meteorites approved in the Met Bowl?
Maine?
Art?
One I think is Rhode Island.
That is correct, Art. Someone
Congratulations.
said Maine, but that's not correct. There are meteorites in Maine.
Hawaii?
I don't think a lot. I don't think a lot, but
What about Hawaii?
Anyone?
Hawaii has meteorites.
Oh, okay.
Honolulu. Dave?
Florida.
No,
Nope.
we have meteorites in
Oskalulu or something
Florida.
like that.
Oh, okay.
Mike?
I think it's Delaware.
Correct. That's another one.
Nice. Ben?
Alaska?
Nope.
Nope. There are a few there. Hope
Oh.
Creek's one of them, I think.
Yep.
Hmm.
I happen to know one state, and I answered immediately and said, that's all I know. So if no one else knows, I will say the answer, or at least one of the answers, Vermont. I lived in Vermont for 5 years, so I happen to know that one. Was
That
there
is
any
correct.
others?
There's so is that three that we have so far?
Delaware, Rhode Island, and Vermont.
We have one more. It's a small state in the Northeast.
Maryland.
No.
No.
I think that's more mid-Atlantic. If you guys don't
Connecticut.
know. Ooh,
Connecticut.
no,
Virginia.
close.
Delaware?
We already mentioned
Yeah.
Delaware.
New
Okay,
Hampshire.
oh, we are, sorry.
New Hampshire. Was that Cal?
Oh, there we go, Cal.
Good job, Cal.
Wow. Yeah. Well, I would say the crew is strong, the crew is wise, but no, that was good, guys.
Ain't no meteorite science.
Yeah.
Trivia, they're pretty good at it.
Yeah. So New Hampshire, Rhode Island, Vermont, and Delaware. We got them.
Yep.
We got them. At least we can name states. There's some people who can't name states.
Right, yes, so JB did a streak test and a magnet test on video, so you'll see those. And yep, here are the meteoritic features that she believes she was viewing. We're going to look at a few photos before we jump into the video. She does point out the fusion crust on like two images and the flow lines on another image. She didn't point out the contraction cracks, but she included that in her submitted information. And yep, and I just want to say in JB's defense, she wasn't strongly saying like, this isn't a chondrite for sure. She was just kind of taking a stab at it, because she wasn't seeing any other features that were leading her to a strong opinion about any other classification.
All right, so here we have a few pictures, and then we're gonna play the video, and we are gonna go around the crew. That's interesting. Very interesting. Okay, here is the video, and we've already kind of watched this a little bit. Dave, would you mind offering your feedback on this?
Absolutely. So I was mentioned that there are contraction cracks. However, the the interior is showing right here where the cracks are, and contraction cracks are generally on the fusion crust.
Fantastic. Thank you. Pat?
Yeah, so this one basically has the same color outside and inside. So that uh, makes us think that it actually doesn't have fusion crust. And one other bit is that this thing is quite strongly attracted to a magnet, but we don't see any visible metal. And so
Yeah.
this obviously contains a lot of iron, but in a chemically bound magnetite, hematite, something. Thank you.
Awesome. I appreciate that. Art, what do you want? What do you have to say?
Yeah, when I was looking at the photo looking like fusion crust, I didn't think it was very, very shiny like fusion crust usually is. And I saw vertical striations going along there. And, you know, to make striations like that, fusion crust is very friable. So I would think that what would cause those striations would also remove
Yeah.
what would be
Yeah.
fusion crust.
Scrape it right off.
Yeah,
Awesome. Thank you, man.
you're welcome.
Allison, you want to talk about the interior a little bit? Are we seeing chondrules? Like, what? I mean, look at that. It looks like a round chondrule right there. What do you have to say?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to piggyback with Pat just a little bit on that. It really looks like a homogenized material in there. I don't see anything that looks like chondrules. And alongside chondrules, we would hope to see the metal blebs that are attracting that magnet. And then on the flip side of that coin, is it an achondrite? And if so, then why so strongly attracted to a magnet? So I don't see anything there that suggests chondrite or achondrite to me. Also,
Yeah.
I wanted to add that the fusion crust should wear off of the higher spots on the rock first and remain in the lower spots. And this seems to have fusion crust on the higher spots and nothing in the lower spots.
Yeah. Very good. I'm picking that up too. You see that the way the magnet jumped onto that thing? But you're right. There is no visible metal in there whatsoever. Oh, thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Kelly.
So
Well, that's
on
a good look for you as an internal shot. What?
on the external aspect of it, Art mentioned striations. If they were flow lines, the rest of the material would have been smoothed down, and they're also perfectly linear to each other across the entire feature.
You're talking about these right here?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and they're all going kind of left to right, almost flat, and that's still. So if they were flow lines, they would have to be radial around the piece, right? Because they're going straight across all the way through. They can't be flow lines, and like Art called them, they're striations. And so I'm thinking metamorphic.
Wow, fantastic. Thank you. And this, yeah, here's another good look at those as well. And you can actually see they're pretty deep. Well, I think we got a lot of good feedback from the crew about the features we were seeing, features we weren't seeing, features that are commonly mistaken as fusion crust that aren't fusion crust in the wrong places. The inside did look interesting, but it just didn't look meteoritic. There was nothing in there that was meteoritic for us, especially something that would attract a magnet that firmly. The only thing that it looked like on the inside to me a little bit was a ureilite, and ureilites are not attracted to magnets. They're an achondrite. So that's kind of where we're leaving that one. Thank you very much, JB. Now we're busting into the part of the show that's the white glove rock hounders. So these are people who have submitted their rocks rather than their videos. So if you're technically challenged and you'd like to spend more time outside digging for rocks than shooting videos and worrying about lighting and all that crap, you don't have to worry about the lighting. Sign up as a white glove rock hound supporter and I'll do it for you. So let's take a look at these samples. Meteorite ID number 2 and number 3. And who does number 2 work for?
So we have 2 that we're going to do for Travis right now. And we have mentioned before that it's really important for our submitters to go through the rock, look at it, tell us what features they think are meteoritic, what kind of classification they think it is, and all of that. That helps us turn this into a learning opportunity. But we made an exception for Travis, even though we don't make exceptions, just because he had sent us a large box of rocks for all of the months that he let add up. And so I would have had to photograph these rocks and ask him to do surveys on them. We weren't going to do that because that kind of defeats the purpose of a white glove. So we're kind of skipping right to, taking a look at these pretty much. They were found in Ohio, and I provided the weights, and he did let us know what he thought they were, but he didn't let us know the features. So the carbonaceous chondrite guess was for the smaller one, the sub 10 gram. The Martian was for the like 400 and something gram one. I also wanted to throw in there, I don't have the number, but he had provided a Darl Ghani for 24, I think. Something like that, that he thought it looked like. I'm assuming that he wasn't saying he found a piece in Ohio of it, but that it looked like it. So I did appreciate that. So.
All right, let's check them out. All right, here is number 2, actually. I'm going to kind of open it up to anyone, guys, because I can't see my screen. So feel free to not talk over each other, but let us know what you're thinking, what you're seeing.
I will add some feedback here just for everybody, since I saw this live that I held the rock. There's a lot of sparkles on the exterior that don't seem to be showing up on the video.
Yeah,
this one looks very crystalline inside, and yeah, already got a couple of the crystal faces reflecting.
Yeah. On top of it, that the black, which might be considered fusion crust, it definitely does not look like fusion crust. It's kind of hard to tell whether that's part of the rock or a rind of some type, but I think
it looks like it's actually black material, black minerals in the rock itself.
Okay. But this is supposed to be a carbonaceous, and the combination of the crystalline structure and that is very indicative of not being carbonaceous.
Thank you very much. I agree with you. It does suspend itself very easily from a magnet. Doesn't really jump on there necessarily, but it hangs on there. I can't see my monitor. Ben, did you have your hand up?
Yes. I was just going to say that on the interior, I'm seeing a form of silica that sure looks like quartz, combined with the black mineral, which to me looks like bornite, because it's crystalline and it's very shiny. It's too shiny to be anything I've seen in a meteorite.
Wow. What was that mineral one more time? Bornite?
Bornite, yes.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate you throwing a name out there, something that we can research, at least test it, compare it to. Anyone else with their hand up?
No other hands up right now, but I'll throw in the comment that rock looks really hard. And one of the characteristics of the carbonaceous chondrites is they tend to be fairly soft and crumbly.
Awesome. Let's do a scratch test.
I
hold
will
on, guys.
add, while you scratch that again, why is the magnet sticking to that rock if there's no visible iron nickel in it? I'm assuming that dark mineral that we're seeing in it is what is attracting a magnet, but we're looking for that super shiny, like a chrome bumper iron nickel.
I was
Yes.
going to say potentially that dark mineral could also be magnetite.
Or hornblende maybe, but
Yeah. The black mineral is leaving a definite scratch mark that's black. I will say that, yes, this is a very hard rock. It's very crystalline, very shiny, faceted faces. It's showing off a little bit right now. It doesn't look like any meteorite I've ever seen. I think it's a very interesting earth rock. I'll be honest with you. I don't say that very often, but the black stuff that everyone's been talking about, I think that's really interesting because you can really see how faceted and crystal. It's a crystal that's grown, and that's why it has those flat sides reflecting the light. But this is not a this is a terrestrial rock rather than extraterrestrial. This would have been the outside, and it's just not. But it is very interesting as far as geology goes, I would imagine. Like this thing right here, like look at that. Very interesting. All right, that is but yeah, I agree. It's not carbonaceous. It's way too hard. You're not going to see any. I don't like this white. That white down there really looks bad. I mean, that's probably the worst feature on this rock, to be honest with you. And maybe Pat was talking about that when he said quartz. But yeah, I agree with everyone. Let's go to the next one. And this one is pretty big. Again, we're going to do this kind of open mic style. If anyone has any feedback, go for it. There is no magnetic draw.
Yeah, the shape of this one looks very water-worn, and it strikes me as a fairly hard-looking rock as well.
And I could see that it's very crystalline in its structure, the same
Yeah.
as the other one. So they came from the same place. You see some of the same black material in there. Does it stick to a magnet?
No, the magnet just rolls right off of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's the same type of situation.
Thank you, man. Anyone else? Feel free to jump in. What are we seeing? What are we not seeing? I'm looking at this thing right here with where my thumb is. If you look at that, that does not look right. That is a large crystal face. And that's what we were seeing in the other sample. This one is just really well. There it is, when I can catch the light perfectly. So that's what we're calling the reflections or the sides of crystals that we don't like. It's not that meteorites don't have crystals or crystalline structure. Those are the super ultra rare ones, and it can easily rule them out when you see it in there. Does anyone have any more feedback? There's no.
yeah,
Yeah,
no
go for it.
fusion crust, kind
Yeah.
of a pitty, holy kind of texture. There's lots of little like kind of micro pits and holes, and some of those holes aren't round, they're linear. And so yeah, just it's missing some things that we would look for when we're looking for a meteorite.
Something
Thank
we
you.
don't talk about very often either is if you look at this one, it kind of has a waxy luster, kind of
Yeah.
like a serpentine, and you don't see that very often, or at least I haven't seen that very often in meteorites.
Chris Monk, welcome to the party, buddy. Yeah, this is just a hard rock. It's just scratching, and it is a solid piece of rock. It is very crystalline. I think right here you can definitely see how crystalline it really is. All right, so I'm going to agree with the crew on this for all the reasons we talked about: the large crystals, the absence of metal, the absence of fusion crust, the overall hardness of it, the no attraction to a magnet whatsoever. It doesn't appear and look like any other meteor I've ever seen, but it is very reminiscent of some terrestrial samples. So I think the crew nailed this one. Unfortunately, we have a double terrestrial rocks emission. All right. Well, hopefully this was a entertaining way to learn for you guys. We try to make it educational and respectful and science driven. That's our goal. We really appreciate your support watching our videos, and we really appreciate your support on Patreon and on YouTube becoming a paid member. Thank you very much. And everyone, wave goodbye. All right. Thanks a lot, guys. Good night.